New York. The city that never sleeps and the beating heart of the United States of America is considered one of the most important tourist destinations in America and the world. It hosts many world-famous landmarks such as the Statue of Liberty, Central Park, one of the largest international parks, the famous Times Square, and other tourist attractions in New York. New York has a variety of restaurants, as it hosts the most famous international cuisines, and among the best things that visitors can see in the city are the giant skyscrapers that are considered architectural masterpieces worth exploring, as well as the luxurious shopping centers that will give them an unparalleled shopping experience. One, the Statue of Liberty. The most important tourist attractions in New York. Who among us does not know the famous Statue of Liberty in the United States of America? This statue is located on Liberty Island in New York Bay. It is a huge statue with a height of 93 meters and rests on a base that is 47 meters wide. The Statue of Liberty is considered one of the most important symbols for which the United States of America is famous. Two, Central Park. Central Park is considered one of the most famous tourist areas in New York, and it is one of the largest public parks in the world. The park attracts large numbers of visitors and tourists for hiking and practicing various sports such as walking and cycling. It also contains beautiful green lakes and hills alongside trees. Three, the American Museum of Natural History. It is one of the most important tourist places in New York. It is located on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, in New York City, and is one of the largest museums in the world. This museum contains more than 45 exhibition halls with a huge planetarium and a library full of various books. The exhibition halls collect more than 33 million samples of rocks, meteorites, and human and animal remains that summarize the most important events that occurred in the natural history of the Earth. 4. Empire State Building. It is the tallest building in New York, with a height of 381 meters. The building has 102 floors and is served by 72 elevators. The Empire State Building is one of the most important tourist attractions in New York and has appeared in many films, including King Kong. 5. Times Square. Times Square is considered one of the most important tourist places in New York, as huge New Year celebrations are held every year, and it includes the most famous international restaurants in addition to shops and luxury hotels. The name of the square goes back to the presence of a building that previously housed the offices of the Times newspaper there. 6. Brooklyn Bridge. One of the oldest bridges in the United States of America, extending over the East River with a length of 1,825 meters, linking the areas of Manhattan and Brooklyn in New York. The Brooklyn Bridge is one of New York's most famous landmarks and is an ideal place to take souvenir photos and enjoy stunning views of the city. 7. The Metropolitan Museum of Art. One of the best tourist places in New York. It was founded in 1870 AD and is one of the largest museums in the world. The Metropolitan Museum is located on Fifth Avenue in New York City and includes antiquities from all different civilizations, such as the Egyptian, Assyrian, and other civilizations, in addition to a wide collection of works of art. 8. Brooklyn Bridge Park. The Brooklyn Bridge Park is one of the most beautiful tourist attractions in New York and one of the most important and largest parks in the American city. The park extends over an area of up to 85 acres and is located in Brooklyn on the eastern side of the bridge. 9. Prospect Park. It is a public park located in Brooklyn, New York. It has an area of 526 acres and is the second largest public park in the city. It is also considered a tourist attraction in New York. In the middle is a large artificial lake that alone covers 60 acres of the total area of the park. 10. Bronx Zoo. In New York, USA, it is the largest zoo in the United States ever and one of the largest zoos in the world. It is one of the most visited tourist places in New York, as it receives more than 2 million visitors annually, and its total area is 265 acres, with wide green spaces and animal houses. And the Bronx River, which flows into the park. 11. New York beaches. There is nothing more enjoyable than spending a special day on one of the beaches of New York under the golden sun and swimming in the blue waters of the sea. From here we have selected for you a group of the best beaches in New York to put them on the list of the most important tourist places in New York that you intend to visit. 12. New York squares. New York squares often witness gatherings of friends and tourists, and are also surrounded by some shops, restaurants, and cafes, which makes visiting them inevitable as they are one of the most prominent tourist areas in New York. Here is a guide to the most famous squares in New York that are worth your visit.